So for the people in the audience, Peter, is that people are looking to be inspired, especially also maybe on the organizational blueprint. So if people would consider this approach, like with a co-led approach, and you would take the horizontal cross the bank type of approach, would you be so kind maybe to share some do's and maybe also some don'ts?
Well, the first thing I'd say is find the thing that fits your culture. It's a bit of a play on the old Drucker saying, but Drucker says, culture eats strategy for breakfast. The methodology that we applied very early on was culture, then cadence, then strategy. So we focused on what's the right culture, and we spoke about this already around co-led tech business coming together. Let's just get that right first. Then we focus about how do we get fast, how do we get efficient, how do we hone down working with our technology, how do we get the right design organisation, the right reusability in our design constructs and our code, how do we ship to market. We're now at a point where we're doing releases about every 20 minutes, which is extraordinary. When we first met, we're doing releases once a quarter on each of those vertical stacks. So
I remember that celebration on the floor. I remember that celebration on the floor in Toronto. The guys were just almost crying, like we go live now, like in an hour. It was a fantastic moment.
Yeah, so every squad's releasing every sprint. Yeah. And some are working off weekly, some are working off bi-weekly or fortnightly sprints. And as you get bigger and bigger, the frequency gets faster and you get more honed. So cadence is critically important. So thinking about those things as deliberate steps. And I think it's really important to say, like working in Canada for a Canadian bank would be very different to working for a mid-tier American bank or, working for a Dutch bank or for any other bank. You have a different culture, you'll have different market shares. We're a little bit unique because we're so large across the segments, which is why I introduced RBC that way. Yeah. That we had to sort of really gradually work our way through. You might find a different strategy and different approach, something more dramatic like what ING did might make more sense in a different bank, or something more like what RBC's done, which is a bit more of a deliberate and gradual. I feel like we're turning the Queen Mary sort of 1 degree at a time, and it's a very deliberate turn. And that might make sense in some banks, and other approaches would be different in others, both due to national culture. Canada's a very conservative, overly collaborative sort of culture. And equally, because of the nature of the bank, how large the bank it is, how difficult it is to change. And we really didn't want to throw away the baby with the bathwater. We had such an amazing institution to start with that the last thing in the world we want to do is cause any damage.